Good Saturday morning. My hair's a mess, and I'm coming to you live to finish up on what I was talking about last Saturday. So I told you we were going to delve into Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Caroline Leaf. So last week we talked about the learning to build up the healthy thought. I went over 5 different things, which were gather, focused reflection, write, revisit, and active reach. Today, we are going to delve into the gathering process. So I'm going to read a little excerpt from it, and then I'll be reading questions for you to kind of think about as you're going through. So, hope you all are having an awesome day by the time you get on here. It's really early. And I got a really busy day, so I had to get on here, get it done. Usually I'm on about 9 o'clock, and today I have to get on and get done. I've already been up for 2 hours, and I got a long day ahead of me. But this is where you change your thought process and go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to have an awesome day, even if it is totally busy. So here is the first little excerpt out of here. You have to develop disciplined thought lives. The part of that is increasing your awareness of what you're allowing into your mind. The gather step is therefore all about becoming aware of all the signals that are coming into your mind from the external environment through the 5 senses. Understanding the internal environment of your mind. Man, it's early. So as you answer the questions in this section, you're focusing on developing awareness, which means you are starting the process of bringing those rogue thoughts into captivity. All right, so the signals come from 2 sources, okay? They come from the external environment, what's going on around you. They come through those 5 senses. All right, and then number 2 are the thoughts deep in the non-conscious, metacognitive part of your mind, which are your memories. So those are the 2 sources. So they come from external, what's going on right now, and the non-conscious, what's from our memories from a year ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago, 40 years ago. So, all right. Here we go. So I'm going to go over questions. You can kind of, if you really want to know what's going on in this book, pick this book up. It goes into a lot of information about the mind, about the brain, about your thoughts. But I'm just going into what do we do to get rid of it? So here's your first question. What are you experiencing through your 5 senses as I'm speaking to you? It says in here as I'm reading this. But since I'm not reading each detail, as I'm speaking to you, what are you experiencing through your 5 senses? Try to describe this in as much detail as possible. This is a simple exercise just to help you become aware of what is coming into your mind. This simple awareness can be developed to the point where you learn not to let any thought go through your mind unchecked. It's like right now as I'm doing this, I'm like, man, it's really early. I haven't really eaten breakfast and I'm tired, but I'm going to do this because I know how important this is. And staying consistent and telling you I'm going to be here, I'm going to make sure I'm still here. All right, so then it gives this nice little detail of what's going on inside our bodies, from the brain all the way down. So it's a pretty cool little descriptive chart going on. Goes on to talk about signals that enter your brain. And then we have magic trees of the mind. There's another kind of thing that gives an illustration of what's going on inside your brain. All right, so here's another question. What thoughts are bubbling up into your conscious mind right at this moment? What thoughts are you having? Focus in and see how many thoughts are there. So let me give you just a minute. Think about that. Just like focus on what thoughts are all coming up. Do you have a bunch of thoughts? Do you just have one thought? What thoughts are you thinking right now? So I also want in this process, go back, write these questions down so you can go back. If you really want to start changing your thoughts and the way you feel, if you're constantly in a Debbie Downer mood, definitely take these questions that I'm giving you. Go back to the beginning when I'm done and write down each of these questions so that you can do this every day. You're supposed to do this every day for 21 days. Okay. Thoughts can have an emotional component. They can have attitude. Attitude is a state of mind. A thought plus its attached emotions and its influences to what you say and do. If the attitude that is activated is negative, then the emotional response will naturally be a negative or stressful feeling. If the attitude is positive, the feeling will be peaceful. The truth is that your attitude will be revealed no matter how much you try to hide it. So, this next question, question number 3, can you determine the attitude of the thoughts that are currently moving through your conscious mind? Try to focus in on the feelings they are generating and describe them in as much detail as possible. How does your mind feel? How does your body feel? All right, so that's question number 3. Thoughts can't be hidden and attitudes aren't harmless. So you really have to think about what's going on in your world. I mean, things happen all the time with kids, with teens. Things don't go the way you plan. Kids don't act the way you think they should. How are you going to let it affect you? Are you going to let it ruin your day? You're in the store and somebody is nasty to you. You're in your vehicle and there's somebody with road rage. Are you going to let it ruin your day? Or are you going to make sure that that doesn't change your attitude? Your attitudes, positive or negative, not only can't be hidden from others, but they also have a profound impact on your brain and your body. All right, and then it talks about going back to chapter 7 for a reminder of how it works. So that's where it's really good. If you really want to do all this, get the book. All right, so then it talks about your hypothalamus responding. All right, so here's question number 4 for you. Do the thoughts in your conscious mind at this moment make you feel peace or worry? Be aware of how your body feels. Are you tensing your shoulders, which I do a lot of? Is there an adrenaline rush going through your body? So, take the time, write these down, go through each of these questions, and really think about what's going on. Like, get a journal and go through each of these questions every day to really change your thought process. And next Saturday, I'll be going over the next steps. All right, so question number 5. Do you feel like a victim of or a victor over what is swarming through your mind at the moment of the external and internal signals? All right, so your brain structures and circuits that help you make good choices are right here. All right, so I'm going to read that question again. Do you feel like a victim of or a victor over what is swarming through your mind at the moment from the external and internal signals? All right, so it goes in and talks about each of those parts, the amygdala and the hippocampus. All right, so it goes into each of those. So then, did you know you are able to accept or reject thoughts flowing through your mind? So say you have a thought of, oh my gosh, the world's going crazy and I don't know what we're going to do. Like, you can tell your mind to shut up. Like, I'm not listening to that. We're going to have a great day. It's going to be awesome. And pray for your country instead of, oh my gosh, it's going crazy. And, or you have a thought of, your kids driving in their car and you get this random thought of, they're going to wreck and have a bad accident. Right then and there, you can go, no, I don't accept that thought, because that can take you down a worry train. Instead, you can say, Lord, I thank you that you're going to protect my children. You're going to keep them safe. I plead the blood of Jesus over their vehicle, top, bottom, side to side, front and back. Protect them everywhere they go in the name of Jesus. And like completely change that thought. Like, you don't have to keep the thought of, oh my gosh, something bad's going to happen. So you have control. You are able to accept or reject the thought that's flowing through your mind. Okay? All right, here's another question. Question number 6, I believe. No, 7. All right, make sure you're writing these down. Go back to the beginning if you hop on late. You do not have to be dominated by your perceptual library. In other words, your emotions. Do you feel dominated by your feelings that have arisen out of the thoughts active in your mind? So, do you let what you're thinking affect your mood? Are you allowing it to dominate you and to affect what's going on in your world? Right? Okay. And 2 more questions. Ask yourself, do I want this information to be a part of me? So as thoughts are coming in, do you want it to be a part of you? Or are you like, no, I don't like that thought. I'm not going there. So like, you can shut it down and you can tell it no, right? Stress. A good point to remember is that toxic memories create the negative stage 2 and negative stage 3 of stress. Stage 1 of stress is good and keeps you alert and focused. Stage 2 and 3 are gone wrong, right? Okay, so toxic thoughts are the result of bad choices. Stress strategies 2 and 3 are your body's reaction to toxic thoughts. Can you feel the stress reaction? Heart pounding, adrenaline pumping, or muscles tensing up in your body? All right, so here's a summary of what's been going on. Sensory information flows into the brain through your 5 senses. Existing memories in the non-conscious are activated. This activates memories to move from non-conscious to the conscious mind, and attitudes are invoked. The hypothalamus responds to the attitude by releasing chemicals necessary for memory building and emotions. This activates the amygdala to recall linked emotional perceptions and start building in new emotional perceptions. All this information enters the hippocampus, which is involved in converting short-term memory to long-term memory. All this electromagnetic, chemical, and quantum physics activity moves to the front of the brain. So next week, we're going to move on to the reflection stage and see how the hippocampus works with the central hub circuits of the brain in building thoughts. So I hope you all have an awesome weekend. Go back, go to each stage of these questions and really take in, because next week we're going to talk about reflection. Because if you want a healthy life, healthy thought process, and know how to stop the negative thoughts from overtaking you and running your life, then watch these videos, because each week I'm going to come to you and give you another example as to how you can switch your brain and flip that switch from negative to positive thinking. So I hope you all have an awesome weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next Saturday. Bye.